Welcome back to Cantina Talk. I'm here with Eric.
Yes, hello. I haven't been on here for a while.
That's the part where you say you're here with Ryan, but that's fine. Good to see
Sorry.
you.
Good to see you too.
Well, when I got home today, you just said you were in a swivel chair and all the lights were off, and you flicked one light on and you spun around and you said, "We need to talk."
Yep. That's exactly what happened.
It was that dramatic too. So now that you've got my ear, I think you've got a theory of some sort.
Yeah, obviously it's just a theory.
Of course, yeah. I mean, we talked about, Mace Windu theories. We talked about all crazy theories. A couple that actually are looking like they're coming true.
Yeah. This theory I wouldn't say is too big. I don't think it really even changes the plot at all.
Okay.
But it is a theory that Moff Gideon purposely lost to Mando in the fight.
In the final episode?
Yes. And obviously, spoilers for the final episode.
If you're coming to this, we're expecting that you have seen all of season 1 and 2. Okay. Alright, so Moff Gideon loses the battle on his light frigate.
Yes. He loses the battle. Obviously, he's wielding the Darksaber.
Right.
Mando's wielding a Beskar spear. And Mando wins.
Yes.
Which means, we find out later, that he is, like, the rightful heir, or not heir, but he's the rightful ruler of Mandalore, because he won the Darksaber in combat.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, and obviously, Moff Gideon knows that is to be true.
Okay.
Because he relays that and kind of
He
tells the
has
audience.
The knowledge,
So I think after, he tried to he made a fake deal with Mando to give the child away and keep the Darksaber, right?
Yeah.
And then Moff Gideon tries to get him in the back, surprise attack him. And after he knew that failed, I think he knew he wasn't going to win.
So hold on. So at what point is he losing? At that point when he attacks?
Yes. At that point when he attacks,
he's going to lose.
No, as soon as he attacks and he knows that Darksaber is not going to penetrate that armor.
Right.
It's just theory, but I think he chooses that he's going to lose the fight. He knows he's going to lose the fight. So he's not going to run, he's going to choose to lose.
Right. Go out fighting.
Yeah, he probably knows Mando is going to spare his life like he does.
Okay, that was my one thing. Why do you think so? Because, and I think I even told Jared this, in that episode, the Mandalorian slaughters so many stormtroopers. So many of them. And then he comes to the guy that's actually been doing the bad stuff and decides not to kill him on several occasions, where he's always doing the most evil guy things. Mm-hmm. So why do you think that Moff Gideon thought that Mando would spare him in this theory?
Just because, I don't know, just through past things of him, like, I'm not exactly sure why.
Right, yeah.
But even if he thought he was going to die, I think he would still do this plan. Because,
Okay.
So he ends up taking,
he did, in that moment, he did say, "I'm assuming that all of my men are gone."
Yeah.
And that the whole has been taken by your men. So he did know the odds he was up against.
Yeah, and he thought, I'm not sure his fighting capabilities. I mean, he held his ground against Mando.
Right.
But
he obviously won the Darksaber at some point.
Yeah, some point, yeah.
Okay.
I saw a video that said he won it from Bo-Katan.
I'd imagine that would be the case.
I think he was scared of Bo-Katan, though. I think that if he tried to fight her, she would win. Right? I think he knew that. So he didn't want to fight her. Because he didn't want Bo-Katan to be, the rightful ruler. So he purposely soloed out Mando and purposely lost to him.
Interesting.
Leaving this conflict between those two.
Interesting.
And he, obviously he didn't expect Luke to show up.
Yeah, you can't account for that.
So if those Dark Troopers were not attacked from behind, I think his plan would have gone out pretty smoothly.
Right. So in a way, it was his technique of buying more time. essentially.
Yeah, in a way, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I think that I'm curious why he would have been worried to fight Bo-Katan if he had taken the Darksaber from her initially, because that means he does have a victory over her.
I'm not sure if that's the case. That's just what someone said on the video. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, and exactly. But I mean that does make sense unless it's bounced around hands multiple more times. Mm-hmm. But I like the theory. I think that I'm bouncing back and forth between who I think Moff Gideon is, because your theory leans towards he is an incredible thinker, and in the moment he can come up with great ideas, or I guess more like he thinks out things a lot, like a Palpatine or like a Thrawn.
Yeah.
I kind of have been getting the feeling from him that he's almost like an improv villain. Like he knows how to roll with punches rather than creating a master plan.
Well, I think that's kind of what he was doing. He was kind of rolling with the punches after he tried to surprise attack Mando, and that Darksaber did not even leave a scratch on his armor.
Yeah.
I think he was starting to figure out, all right, this is, plan B.
Yeah.
Right.
So then, now why then, and maybe this doesn't necessarily have to tie into your theory, but this is kind of an interesting question. If he believes that the Mandalorian will spare his life, why does he then try to commit suicide?
I'm not sure.
and at what point did he try to commit suicide?
Maybe he did. Maybe he really didn't care about his life in that moment.
Dark moment.
Yeah.
For a Disney Plus TV show, but
maybe he.
At what point? That was before Luke.
Yes.
And before Dark Troopers? Yeah, it had to have been.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, but then that's my question.
Well, no. That was after Luke. As Luke was slaying the Dark Troopers, he tried to kill himself.
So he knew a Jedi was
coming? After Luke showed up, and you just saw the fear on his face. He had that blaster hit, and he tried to kill himself.
I wonder if there's a story behind that. Yeah. Seeing a Jedi and him just going like, oh, especially the one that killed Palpatine.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Vader killed Palpatine, but pretty much in the eyes of the rebellion, the one that killed Palpatine
and Vader.
Right.
Sort of. I mean, I would assume that's kind of how it's told. Maybe I'm not sure.
Right. I like the theory. I think that it makes him smarter as a villain, and it makes him a better villain. I think, and I think that whether that is what happened or whether he was spared and then said. And then kind of on the walk back to the hole was just thinking that whole time. That's probably where, if I had to place my bet, that's where I think he came up with the idea. As he's being brought back by Mando, he's sitting there and he's thinking at that moment, okay, I've lost. How am I going to turn this? Mm-hmm. How am I going to do this? But in both those ways, that's just, a thought, 10 minutes thought process here or there. But yeah, I like it. I also wanted to wrap up a couple of things that we didn't get to say on the other one, unless there's anything else to this theory.
I mean, I think that, he did kind of try to kill himself, but he completed his goal, right? He got the blood of Grogu. I assume he sent it off or something.
That's what I'm confused about. The doctor was captured before he could get to the child, which is... I thought that they needed the doctor. See, when he said, I have everything I want from the child, I was like, do you? Like
he got his blood.
Right. Okay.
So I don't know,
because that's something that they didn't really tie up. And that they didn't really tie that up yet.
Well, it's because we don't know who he's working for. If he's working for anyone.
Right. But my question is, next season, is it going to be Boba Fett's story? Because it's coming out December 2021, which is when they announced the new Mandalorian would come out. And I doubt they would do two Mandalorian TV shows in the same month.
Well, I think it'll probably still be called Mandalorian, but then the subtitle will be Book
Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Book of Boba Fett. But that's my question. Are you going to carry on the legacy of Moff Gideon?
I don't think he would be the main character anymore.
Okay.
But he would probably still make appearances. Okay. Is what I think.
Can I bounce a quick theory back at you?
Yeah.
The Book of Boba Fett is seasons 2 and 3. Or 3 and 4, excuse me.
Okay.
It is him wronging, or it's him getting revenge on the people that wronged him.
Okay.
I'm assuming he would start on maybe the Geonosians.
Okay. He
would go there. I think that if you're going to bring back Samuel L. Jackson, that's the show to do it. I talked to Jared about a moment that I thought was going to happen at this season finale. I was hoping. I didn't think. I was hoping. And that moment is that Samuel L. Jackson as Mace Windu comes back to save Grogu, and then Boba Fett goes, "You killed my dad." And then having that connection, that's what that moment would have been awesome. And then you could have had a fight where Boba Fett's fighting Mace Windu with a purple lightsaber and the dark sword are facing off, or the dark saber are facing off. That would have been sweet. I don't know. I think if you're gonna bring back Mace Windu, I've never thought about it until Boba Fett. I think that's the way to do it, because Mace Windu isn't really tied to anyone's story.
Yeah, but as you've seen the Clone Wars, spoiler for the Clone Wars, Boba as a kid, that's his goal. His goal is to kill Mace Windu.
Right.
Because he killed his dad.
Absolutely. So he hasn't forgotten that goal.
No.
I'm assuming.
And, I don't think... What I think the new show, or Boba's show, whatever it's going to be, is just him pretty much running a crime syndicate.
Right. But what if the end of season 1 is... Mace Windu's alive.
Yeah.
And he's just like, what? Yeah, that would be... Oh, that would be sweet. Mm-hmm. Man, that would be good. But yeah, I am excited to see... what a shot seeing Boba sit on the throne.
Yeah, that was one of the best shots of the show.
And I didn't know I needed that in my heart. But when I saw it, I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was a really cool shot.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And it's kind of like... That was... And then... Oh, no, not really. My brain started going into Solo sequel stuff, but that's a different era. That's a good... Actually, it's probably only 9 years apart, but I was thinking... No, it's probably a little bit longer, about 15 years apart. But I was thinking maybe we could see Emilia Clarke's character show up.
Yeah.
Obviously, Maul...
Maybe Solo. He is... I think he does stay with Leia for a while, but he eventually does leave with Chewbacca.
Right. Yeah. No, definitely. I think that this new show could be... Especially with the people that could be... Oh, man, what if they brought in Solo for this? Boba and Solo obviously have a history.
Yeah.
Right? Man, what if Solo... What if they had to team up or something? That would be fun to watch.
Yeah.
I think that would be a lot of fun. And then just throw in Bill Burr's character.
Yeah,
just throw him in there.
Boba Fett, Han Solo, and Bill Burr. That's the crossover we needed.
That is the crossover every Star Wars fans needed. All right, well, I like coming together and talking about these little moments that I think are they're fun. They're headcanon that you can kind of build out about your villains and stuff like that. I have a lot of headcanon stuff like that with Palpatine actually.
Yeah.
I think in my headcanon, Palpatine is the the person that has literally thought out everything. Mm-hmm. And is has 20 contingency plans for everything that happens.
That's why I like the Clone Wars so much, is because you can see all of those actions he takes in action.
Yeah, near the end, and we're totally going off on a tangent here about villains, but this could be the villains episode. In right before Revenge of the Sith, he is purposefully sending Obi-Wan to what's that planet called with the Varactyl creatures.
Wherever Gemma Grievous is.
Right. I can't remember the name of the planet right now. He's purposefully sending Obi-Wan far away from Coruscant. Mm-hmm. And he's sending these Jedi. He's literally scattering the Jedi across the galaxy because he knows he's going to make this mass assassination.
Yeah.
And it's they didn't realize it until it's happening. And it's oh yeah, and I love to think that he had a plan that if for some reason the clones didn't trigger in their head, I I full-heartedly believe that maybe there was a giant stock of droids that were ready to come out or something like that. Like I feel like he has plans that he didn't even need to pull out. Whew. All right. Well, that's a good little theories episode, and we'll come back anytime we have any more because I definitely enjoy them, and I think as the year trudges on for the Mandalorian, and especially as in another 4 months we're gonna start getting casting news for the next season, and things are gonna probably become a little bit more clear. If they do cast anyone big, I'd love to keep it a secret.
I would too. Most likely, I don't know if that's really...
It's not going to happen.
I don't think that's really going to happen, but I would like it if it was
Imagine if you never knew Ahsoka was coming.
Yeah.
Or Bo-Katan. Like, I actually didn't
or
see
even
the
Boba Fett.
Oh,
as well.
Yeah. Oh,
that would be... I mean, obviously, Ahsoka would be probably the largest one, but...
Right.
Seeing Boba Fett just show up and you're like, whoa, like,
right.
What?
I'm also seeing things that aren't coming true, which is also kind of good. I saw someone said that Cad Bane was going to be in the Boba episode.
Oh, okay.
And I was getting really excited, but then it didn't happen, and I was like, okay.
I still like that episode.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Like both episodes he was in, I really enjoyed.
Yeah, and he's so good in that world. I think he brings a really fresh take. I did want to bring this up to you now that I have you here. And then we can end on this because we could go on tangents all night. But I was talking to Jared about what's really important moment in the show of The Mandalorian. Him taking off his helmet with Grogu.
Yeah. That
moment's huge. But I think that the episode before where he took his mask off to get through some database scanning, I think that if you don't have that moment and the two moments where he takes his mask off is it's taken off. It is taken off of him. He never takes it off himself until this moment here. I think it would have been a lot more meaningful.
Yeah. That previous episode with Bill. Sorry, Mayfield. Let's start using Mayfield.
Mayfield. I do like that name, but yeah.
It's kind of like Mayfield, but it's like Mayfield.
Mayfield, yeah.
Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, I think we made that joke on last week's episode.
Oh yeah, all right.
We could have.
So the episode, he didn't need.
No, that felt so forced.
Because Mayfield, he was like, "Oh, I know that. I know that officer." And then he talks to him.
And the officer didn't say anything.
Yeah, and then he goes up and they have a whole conversation. They have a drink together.
I know.
And he still doesn't recognize him.
And so the stakes that you're building up as the writers don't matter. Yeah. If when it does happen, because like you're so right. Like in that moment where he's talking to them, I'm going, oh crap. The thing that they the thing that they tried to make sure wasn't going to happen is happening, and it never happens. And
like, oh. And then like you said, it just felt forced.
Yeah.
To take his helmet off, but
yeah. Well, we're gonna get another season of The Mandalorian, and then our theory was that season 5 and 6 will be Bo-Katan's season. Okay. And that's maybe where you'll see Moff Gideon really come back, which would be kind of fun. And then we thought that season 7 will be our Mandalorian again, Din Djarin, like helmetless, getting back Grogu.
Okay.
Because he said he'd see him again.
Helmetless.
He's free, taking off his helmet. He didn't even care. He's just a wild soul now.
Yeah.
And
but it's not like he still has his helmet. Where is it?
No.
Not at all?
No, he burns it.
Okay.
Also, the moment where she goes, Beskar steel can't be broken, even from a lightsaber. She might as well looked right at the camera. Like, because I literally, when she was like, even from a lightsaber, right then I was like, okay, the Darksaber's coming out and it's going to hit that. And like, it literally felt like they were talking right to the audience. Like, remember this. A lightsaber can't cut through Beskar. Remember that.
People like who've seen Mandalorian shows and other things, they would know. But for like someone who has not seen, even if you've seen Boba Fett on screen, you wouldn't know. Right,
but you still get the same effect if he swings. Yeah, if you don't say anything and he swings and it connects.
But I think
and then he goes, oh my gosh, and then that's when the fans realize it. The fans aren't stupid.
I know, but I think at least having like a line in there saying how Beskar armor is
every
very
episode.
Strong.
Every episode they talk about how strong Beskar armor is. They don't need it to say it again with lightsabers specifically. I mean, it's nitpick things, but it was like, yeah. All right. Well, we will come back for more videos, and we'll get back to our essays because I do like doing video essays. We have to cast the original trilogy again. I'm kind of excited to do that because I liked our prequel casting. I think we did a good job. So we got to get in there, do some more, stay active in the fan club, and we'll have some good stuff coming up in that. Until next time, may the Force be with you.